Hello and welcome to Reason News. Today we delve into the deeply concerning attack in the Pahalgam region of Kashmir, where a tragic incident has left at least 26 individuals dead. Indian security forces are now engaged in a widespread search operation to locate the perpetrators of this violence. We will break down the details of the attack, examine the potential implications, and explore the ongoing efforts to bring those responsible to justice. The incident occurred in the popular tourist destination of Pahalgam, located in a district of Jammu and Kashmir. Initial reports indicate that suspected militants opened fire on a group which included tourists. The attack has resulted in the loss of numerous lives and left several others injured, prompting widespread condemnation and a swift response from Indian authorities. The identity of the victims is slowly being pieced together, and the full extent of the tragedy is still unfolding. What do we know is that this act of violence has sent shockwaves across the region and raised serious questions about security in an area that has long been grappling with militancy. In the immediate aftermath, a massive search operation has been launched by Indian security forces, including the army and local police. Their primary objective is to locate and apprehend the gunmen responsible for this heinous act. Security has been significantly heightened across the Kashmir Valley as authorities work to prevent any further incidents and reassure the local population and visitors. Here's a video from Al Jazeera.
The town of Pahalgam in Indian-administered Kashmir is shut down, a tribute to the victims of Tuesday's attack by gunmen that killed or injured many tourists and locals. Security forces comb through its streets. They've promised to bring the perpetrators to account. The attack in Pahalgam has quashed a general sense of safety that authorities had been wanting to maintain.
This is a big counter to the narrative of peace and stability that New Delhi has been projecting for a while now, in support of their own move of reorganizing Jammu and Kashmir state in 2019, downgrading it into a federally run union territory, running it with an iron hand. And they've been talking about the high tourist numbers as a sign of normalcy and peace and stability.
In recent years, attacks targeting tourists in Indian-administered Kashmir had become increasingly rare. That helped the region's economy with the resurgence of tourism. But Tuesday's attack has shaken distraught travelers.
How can we continue our trip in such a situation? We need to prioritize our safety. Authorities have declared a red alert, so everything has been shut down.
I do not have words to express how sad and frightened we are. We were supposed to stay in Kashmir for 2 more days. However, we have cancelled our tour now and we are moving back to Jammu.
The shooting is being described as the worst attack on civilians in India in 17 years. The federal interior minister arrived in the region to console the bereaved in Srinagar. But his critics say security agencies failed and they've called for his resignation. Police say the gunmen involved are linked to a local separatist group. The attack has stoked long-standing tensions in the region, and protests are expected in parts of India.
While no group has yet claimed responsibility for the attack, suspicion is likely to fall on various militant organizations that have been active in the region. Understanding the motivations and potential affiliations of the attackers will be crucial for the ongoing investigation and for formulating an effective long-term security strategy. This attack comes at a particularly sensitive time as efforts have been underway to promote tourism and normalcy in the Kashmir Valley. Such incidents can have a devastating impact on these efforts, potentially deterring visitors and undermining the livelihoods of those who depend on the tourism industry. The Indian government has strongly condemned the attack, with high-ranking officials vowing to bring the perpetrators to justice. The international community has also expressed its condolences and offered support in the fight against terrorism. Meanwhile, following the tragic attack, tensions between India and Pakistan have escalated sharply. The Indian government has instructed all Pakistani nationals currently in India to leave the country within 48 hours. This directive was announced by India's Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri in a press briefing, citing the involvement of Pakistan-based militants in their recent terror attack. The order specifically impacts those who have entered India under the SAARC visa exemption scheme. The scheme allows certain categories of individuals, such as dignitaries, businessmen, and journalists from South Asian Association for Regional Cooperation Nations, to travel to India without a visa. All such visas issued to Pakistani nationals have now been cancelled. This move is part of a series of strong retaliatory measures taken by India in response to the Pahalgam attack. Alongside asking Pakistani nationals to leave, India has also decided to suspend the Indus Waters Treaty, a decades-old agreement on water sharing, and has closed the Attari-Wagah border, a key land crossing between the two nations. Furthermore, diplomatic staff in both countries are being reduced. Here's a video from the Hindustani Times.
The Cabinet Committee on Security met this evening under the chairmanship of the Honourable Prime Minister. The CCS was briefed in detail on the terrorist attack on 22nd April 2025 in Pahalgam in Jammu and Kashmir, in which 25 Indians and one Nepali citizen